The Indiana Pacers have become one of the most surprising and entertaining stories of the 2025 NBA playoffs, and now they're stepping into the lion's den against the Oklahoma City Thunder, a team that many believe is the future of the league. But the question on everyone's mind heading into this matchup is simple. Do the Pacers actually have a chance? Can Indiana shock the world yet again and take down a Thunder squad that's younger, faster, and arguably deeper? On the surface, this may seem like a David versus Goliath matchup, but let's not be too quick to write off the Pacers. There's more to this team than just being an Eastern Conference underdog. The Pacers have momentum, and in the playoffs, momentum can matter more than seeding. Just look at their recent performance, dispatching the Milwaukee Bucks and then capitalizing on the Knicks' collapse in the second round. They're not just winning, they're evolving. Pascal Siakam has looked like a man possessed. Tyrese Haliburton is orchestrating the offense like a seasoned maestro, and role players like Andrew Nembhard and Miles Turner have stepped up in huge moments. Indiana has shown that they can run and gun with anyone, and when they're clicking, their offense is absolutely lethal. Let's not forget, they were the highest scoring team in the regular season, and they're maintaining that same energy deep into the playoffs. On the other side, you've got the Oklahoma City Thunder, who are playing like a team years ahead of their development schedule. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has reached superstardom. There's no debate there. He's a legitimate MVP-level player who can control a game on both ends of the floor. But what really makes the Thunder dangerous is their supporting cast. Jalen Williams is emerging as a two-way threat. Chet Holmgren is defying the idea that rookies can't defend in the playoffs, and their bench is as reliable as any in the league. Mark Daigneault has crafted a system where everyone knows their role and executes it with surgical precision. The Thunder don't just beat you with talent, they beat you with discipline. Still, there's an interesting dynamic brewing in this series. The Pacers, for all their perceived flaws, are a matchup nightmare for teams that rely heavily on youth and pace. Why? Because Indiana thrives in chaos. They love the fast pace. They want shootouts. They want to turn the game into a track meet, and if the Thunder aren't careful, they might find themselves playing Indiana's game instead of imposing their own. The Pacers have made it clear they don't fear anyone. That includes SGA, Chet, or anyone else wearing Thunder blue. Confidence alone isn't enough to win a playoff series, but it can be enough to steal a game or two. And sometimes, that's all it takes to swing momentum. Let's dig deeper into the matchups. At point guard, Tyrese Haliburton versus Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is the headliner. It's an exciting clash of styles. Haliburton is flashier with his passing and range, while SGA is smoother, more efficient, and deadly with his mid-range game. Both are excellent decision-makers, but SGA is more experienced under pressure and arguably more effective in isolation. That said, Haliburton has this ability to completely change the tempo of a game, and if he gets hot from deep early, the Thunder's defense will have to adjust fast. He's also underrated as a leader. He doesn't get rattled easily. If Haliburton can control the pace and get his teammates involved early, the Pacers' offense could find rhythm before the Thunder have time to adjust. Then there's the battle in the paint. Miles Turner and Pascal Siakam versus Chet Holmgren, and whoever OKC rolls out next to him. Holmgren is a problem. His length disrupts everything in the paint, but Turner can stretch him out by pulling him to the perimeter. And Siakam? He's the wild card. The Pacers' best hope may lie in Siakam taking over with his mid-range and inside game, especially if he forces switches and gets favorable matchups. The key will be whether Indiana can draw Chet into foul trouble. If they can neutralize Holmgren, that opens up driving lanes, and the Pacers suddenly become a much more dangerous team in the half-court. From a coaching standpoint, Rick Carlisle brings championship experience. He's seen it all. That might be Indiana's secret weapon. Carlisle knows how to make adjustments. He's not afraid to throw in a zone, tweak lineups mid-game, or even bench a key player if they're not producing. Daigneault, on the other hand, is brilliant. but young. He's been phenomenal this season, but the deeper you get into the playoffs, the more every small decision becomes magnified. One bad rotation, one mistimed timeout, and suddenly the pressure mounts. Carlisle has been in those fires before. That's not to say he'll outcoach Dano, but don't underestimate how valuable that playoff wisdom can be when things get tight in a Game 4 or Game 6. Now let's talk about the intangibles. The Thunder have home court advantage, and their crowd is loud, loyal, and relentless. Playing in OKC is no joke, but the Pacers have shown they're road warriors. They won crucial games at Madison Square Garden and in Milwaukee. They've shown they can silence a crowd. That matters, because stealing one of the first 2 games on the road could completely change the series narrative. And let's be honest, the pressure isn't really on the Pacers. They're playing with house money. The Thunder are expected to win. That pressure can build up, especially for a team without deep playoff experience. How will they respond if Indiana comes out swinging? What also makes this series so intriguing is that both teams play modern, aesthetically pleasing basketball. They both space the floor well, shoot the three, and prioritize transition offense. This could be one of the most entertaining matchups of the postseason, and not just for casual fans. For the basketball purists out there, this is a chess match. Between youth and savvy, between structure and spontaneity. And let's not forget the clutch factor. Who do you trust in the final minutes of a close game? SGA has proven he can close. He's calm, surgical, and gets to his spots. But Haliburton has had his clutch moments too. If it comes down to late game, execution, free throws, and 1 or 2 defensive stops, this series could turn into an instant classic. So do the Pacers actually have a chance? Yes, but it's not going to be easy. They'll need Haliburton to be consistent, Siakam to dominate mismatches, Turner to stretch the floor and protect the rim, and the bench to show up big. Nembhard, Nesmith, McConnell, these guys can't disappear. They need to hit shots, play smart, and bring energy. Indiana will also have to tighten their defense. They can't give SGA those easy lanes or let OKC dominate second-chance points. Rebounding is going to be critical. If they get outworked on the boards, this series could be over quickly. In contrast, the Thunder just need to play their game. They've been the more consistent team all year. If they stick to their defensive principles, avoid foul trouble, and let SGA do his thing, they should win this series. But should is not a guarantee in the playoffs. Every team has a breaking point, and Indiana is going to test theirs. The Thunder may have more talent, but the Pacers have grit, experience, and something even more dangerous. Nothing to lose. That makes them unpredictable. That makes them dangerous. So don't count them out just yet. This is basketball, and crazier things have happened. The series could go 5, it could go 7, but no matter how long it lasts, one thing is clear. This isn't going to be a walkover for the Thunder. Not with the way Indiana is playing, not with the fire they've been showing. It's going to come down to execution, discipline, and heart. And if the Pacers keep playing fearless basketball, don't be surprised if they turn what looked like a mismatch into a full-blown war. The Thunder are the favorites, no doubt. But the Pacers are the threat no one saw coming, and they might just shock us all again.